Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well and trying to stay busy during this interesting time that we're living in. But just wanted to show all of you a car, or an RC car that's pretty near and dear to my heart. This is the first RC car I ever got, at least that was remotely hobby grade. And this is my 1965 Xmods Mustang that I think I got when I was about 8 years old or so, and wasn't always black. It did come in blue, but I decided to paint it a while ago, and back when I was probably like 9 or 10, and actually I did a pretty decent job because it is not coming off, and it still looks pretty good. Doesn't look great on video, I will admit, but it does look pretty decent in person. I used to have some stripes on the top of it, as you can kind of see those lines, but they are gone now, obviously. They used to be red, used to go all the way to the back, and then I had them kind of going on the side as well, and kind of coming back around. But I did take those off pretty recently, actually, probably like 6 months ago or so. Have the louvers on the back, cut out for the antenna, and then this has I think the Wild body kit on it. So they used to have a couple different body kits. You could get it was all in one kit, but it was either mild or wild. So you could have, a little more subdued look or a little more of a hot rod look. This is, I think, kind of a combination. It's mostly the wild look, but I like the side pipes. They have some zoomies, but I didn't use those, obviously. But I like the side pipe look, and I have this really aggressive front splitter on here that you can see. And I'll try to get you guys in a little better. But yeah, really aggressive front splitter. And the hood obviously is not stock. That's the more aggressive hood that you could put on here. And just like the previous one I showed you guys, it's just once you take the body off, just a bunch of little screws on the bottom. You can also change, again, the mirrors on this. That's a Camaro mirror, because I think I lost my original mirror somewhere along the way. And these are different wheels as well. And man, when I got this, I was pretty excited. And this is what all started it for me way back in the day. And I have a bunch of these now. It's only the second one I've shown everybody, but I've got at least, I want to say, 4 or 5 more cars. So I've definitely had more than that. I kind of sold them, some got rid of some others in the years past. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite one. And this is a Gen 1. I don't know if I said that yet, but it's the first generation. And yeah, I got the little ducktail spoiler on the back, which is kind of cool. I like that kind of mild but aggressive look. So let's get the body off this guy, and I'll kind of show you what's going on in these Gen 1 Xmods. So I showed you how to take the body off of the previous car, and this one is a little bit different. So again, it still slides in at the front, and then you look back, and there's that little clip. You just pop that over to the other side. That just locks in the little catch, and so that'll open it up when you slide it over, and then you can just put your thumb in there and kind of push it back, and it'll just come right out. So I'll do that right now. Alright guys, so that's it with the body off, and as you can see, same thing, little thing in the front, and then in the back it actually goes way down here and just slots in on the bottom, and then you can push that over. But as you can see, this is much different than the second generation Xmods. Everything, like I said, the batteries are on each side, so you have 4 AA's, and then suspension, kind of inboard suspension, pretty neat with that, just little springs. But yeah, definitely a lot different than the completely this is independent, but it's not nearly as sophisticated as a more of a somewhat double wishbone design on the second generation cars. And then if you take this off, so this is your steering servo right here, your receiver, and then obviously your little motor. And so changing the motor on this is slightly more difficult. You just have to take off these 6 screws that hold on this tan chassis brace, and then it just slots in the back right there. Obviously I have to unplug it as well, but it just slots in the back. You just take it out after that. Actually, yeah, because these screws on the side here and here go through the motor mount. So that's how you take the motor out of these, and you can switch them. This one I think is the drag one. It's the red one. Let me see if I can get a better angle on that. There you go. 30,000 revolutions per minute on this guy. But yeah, they had 4 different motors. For the first generation, they had drag. They were all different kind of RPMs for what you kind of wanted to do. And this is a Mustang, so I put the drag motor in here. And I believe, or you know what? Let's see. Well, it was a Camaro. Interesting. All right. But the body is the original body. So this must have been, I think my second car was a Camaro. And got it around the same time. But anyway, doesn't really matter. So the front suspension is different than the rear. You can see the different colors, yellow and red. They used to make, they made an all-wheel drive kit, and I did put the all-wheel drive in here, but I have since removed it, and it's going to be hard to see in there. Oh, actually, I did put the gears. I think I put everything back together, actually. So maybe it is installed, but I did have it out for a while. But the all-wheel drive does work, and it works pretty well. The main problem with these, and even the newer ones, is just the steering servo goes really bad on them. And there's really not much you can do about it except to buy another chassis and kind of swap everything over. So kind of annoying. This one is really bad because I used it a lot, as you can tell by the underside. This had a lot of time on it, and that's how you adjust the length of your chassis. So you just take the screws out of there, take the screws out of the top, and you can kind of move it and put different bodies on. You can do that on the newer ones as well, but that's how you do it on the old one. But yeah, anyway, so I was thinking about, taking this and putting maybe a mini Z motor in here and getting rid of all the electronics and just getting a standard small electronic speed control and a receiver, and get like a $30 2.4 gigahertz radio set, and bring this guy back to life in a slightly different way. And I probably still will do that. I haven't ordered any of the parts yet, but that definitely has been on my mind, and I've seen people do it on YouTube, so it doesn't seem too hard. That's something I want to do. This car does have the light kit, so I'll show you how that's kind of mounted in there. So headlights, taillights, and then they just kind of, there's a little screw there that holds the circuit board on, and that's really it. And then you just kind of, I used to tape it. I don't know what I did this time. Maybe I glued them in, but I used to have a bunch of like Scotch tape in here just to hold it. Oh, and then the hood is actually white because I printed some pictures of like a 5-liter Mustang V8 and actually put it in there. So when you take the hood off, it kind of, it's not exactly scale. I tried to get it close, but it does look like you've got a 5-liter V8 in there from one of the more modern Mustangs. So that's kind of neat. I did that last summer. I did that to a couple of the cars, actually. I have a Supra and a Acura RSX that I did that to as well. I think I had a Skyline too. So it's kind of pretty neat. Just a little something to make it a little more unique and customize it a little bit more. But that pretty much wraps it up. I just wanted to show everyone kind of how I got started in RC. And I mean, this isn't anything fancy. Again, these were $60 cars from Radio Shack. And all the people on my street had them. We used to race literally in the front of my house, like during the summer and the fall when it was warm out. And man, I had a ton of fun with these, and memories I'll definitely never forget. A lot of good times. Just being with everybody and swapping engines and tires and doing all sorts of stuff to these guys. So, but yeah, this car is very special to me. Definitely never going to get rid of it. And like I said, want to maybe do an update to the electronics, just kind of take out all this old stuff. Probably keep it for sure, but just take it out and replace it with some modern brushless technology. I think that would be pretty cool. So we'll see what happens if that gets going, if I do end up doing that, which I think I will, I'll definitely take you guys along for the ride, and we'll kind of go through that project together. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed looking at a Generation 1 Xmod car. I did that truck a couple days ago, but thought you guys might appreciate this, so wanted to share it. If you did like the video, please consider giving that a thumbs up. Definitely helps me out a lot. And if you enjoyed it as well, think about subscribing. Definitely got more content coming for you guys. So that's it for me. Hope everyone has a good rest of their day or night, and I will see you in the next one.